Hey, what's up everybody? It is time for another entry to Miko's Music Connection. Today I'll be talking about two very iconic I believe they're third gen, girl groups. The reason I'm putting these two ladies together, or these two female groups together, is because I've had a long history with them, and I feel like this might be kind of a semi-short video. I don't know. I just don't think I will have a lot to say, so that's why I'm putting them together. They both have very extensive discographies because they have been around for quite some time, a lot longer than Itzy, Stacy, and Bandit, of course. But I just felt like it was appropriate to put them together. I also wanted to do a longer comparison blog post similar to my K-pop, hip-hop inspired boy groups that featured BTS, Top Dog, GOT7, and Alphabet. I'll leave a link in the description below and y'all can check out that post and read it. I do want to do a follow-up post, but of course it's gonna be a bit of time. I'm trying to be a little bit better with my written entries. Without further ado, let's kick off with the first group, which is going to be the 2014 talented ladies from SM Entertainment, Red Velvet. Red Velvet didn't have the best of starts for myself when they debuted. I was in the FX fandom being salty that SM Entertainment was not giving our girls the attention and love that they deserved. They did not have a fan club name. It just seemed like they were really fumbling on their talent, which is not a surprise because they tend to fumble with talent quite often. Sadly, their debut, Red Velvet's debut, as I'm saying, didn't have the best of taste in our mouths, especially if you're an FX fan, with the debut of Happiness. Every time I see this video, it still just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I always get this bitter feeling. But since things have like subsided a bit with just separating the mistreatment of FX during their debut, it's still not a very good debut song. I've seen in many lists that a lot of people didn't really like their debut of Happiness. It's just not a very good song. It's just too sweet for my liking. I learned that Red Velvet has this concept of they have a red side and they have a velvet side. The red side tends to go for the more cutesy, innocent, more concepts such as Happiness, and the velvet side tends to lean more towards their sultry R&B sound, which is where I actually started to slowly embrace them just a little bit more, even though I was still a salty FX fan with no fandom name. I know they have a fandom name now, but too little too late. When they released the, I guess, teaser, pre-debut, whatever you want to call it, videos for Automatic, Be Natural, oh my gosh, yes. This is what I liked. This very mature concept that mostly focused on the choreography as far as the video goes, but it really accentuated the talent and potential that their vocals could bring to the future for what will be called the Revy Loves. For the most part, I tried my best to keep up with releases, but like a lot of K-pop groups in this generation, I kind of fell off a little bit and then had to play a little bit of catch up. For the most part, I enjoyed quite a lot of Red Velvet's releases. I believe the song or video that really kind of made me, I don't know, casually stan them was a release by the name of Peekaboo. I love dark concepts, and this was a playful dark concept, and not a lot of girl groups dip their toes in the horror genre, or at least back then they didn't play with this kind of concept, so I really liked it. I noticed that also a lot of fans enjoyed this release as well. As many hits as they put out in their many years of tenure, I think their big blow up had to have been Red Flavor. I honestly don't like the song very much, and I know as I am editing it I am cringing and just being like, please be done with this song. As I mentioned earlier with Happiness, I'm kind of picky about my like upbeat, cutesy songs, especially with girl groups, because they do it a lot. They lean towards the cutesy, bright, colorful sounds. It's not a concept that I dislike, I'm just very picky about it. I'm even pickier when it comes to boy groups. I know I'm gonna get roasted by Revy Loves for not liking Red Flavor, but that's just me. I just enjoy their Velvet side just a little bit more. But there are some songs that I do like that fall into the red side, such as Ice Cream Cake, when some fans were not super happy about them adding a 5th member to the group, or Dum Dum. I do like that one. I know later there was a song that divided the fandom by the name of Zimzalabim, which surprisingly I did like. This was a song that SM isn't new to doing, where they just mash up lots of noises and different sounds all together, but somehow they do make it work. While I'll disagree that Girls' Generation's I Got a Boy is a complete bop for the generation, I don't really know. I never really liked I Got a Boy, it just doesn't work for me, but for some reason the chaotic noise of Zimbalabim just is, I like it. On a good day, I kind of like the boys, but for the most part, I mean, I'm not really a Girls' Generation fan, so I'm already like super picky about their discography in the first place. As I delved into their discography for this video, I of course had to dip my toes in some solo projects from Wendy and Joy, and of course the dynamic duo of Iron and Solgi. For the most part, I don't have a lot to say about Wendy and Joy's solo project, because honestly I don't remember it. It's not really a bad thing. All I remember is all of these girls, they have the vocal chops, and I mean, I already knew that as a group, but in their respective solo and duo projects, it just further emphasizes their range in their vocal talent and the diversity that they can take on as far as genres. Wendy does really well with R&B, and her voice just really suits that like slow ballad, beautiful tones that they give her. Joy, she's great. She's, I don't know, she's a talented girl. I vaguely remember enjoying her solo release as well. Honestly, I don't think I would really return to their stuff as a choice, but if it was on, I wouldn't turn it off for sure. Please don't get mad at me for that. When it comes to the duo of Irene and Solgi, I was instantly in love, especially coming across the video for Monster, but I think the thing that really solidified, like, really enjoying their chemistry definitely was Naughty. Like, that video, watching them do the tutting was just chef kiss beautiful. Whoever put together just their whole, like, concept, praises. Y'all did a great job. Y'all really knew how to market these ladies, and I appreciate it, and I thank you so much. So, going through their discography, much like a lot of groups, I guess sometimes I haven't mentioned it, I did my toes into some of their Japanese releases, and if you have been a long-time follower of this channel or my blog or both, I'm very picky about my K-pop Japanese releases. Most of the time I don't like them, but for the most part it seems like the K-pop industry is taking their Japanese releases a little bit more seriously, and I thank them for that. Back in the day, around the second gen era, into the transition of third gen, there was a lot of lazy re-releases of Korean songs, and they just make it Japanese and it just sounds really clunky and weird, or they don't even try and they throw some English. They still take some of their hits and turn them into Japanese or English, but for the most part it looks like they're trying to put more effort into their Japanese releases. I guess, on a side note, they're also trying a little bit harder with their English releases as well, so thank you K-pop industry for fixing that problem, because it was very annoying and frustrating that y'all weren't even trying, and it was very obvious that y'all just wanted that sweet Japanese monies. So, why do I mention this? Well, recently Red Velvet released their Japanese album, Bloom. I can't comment on it because I have not listened to it yet, but I can recommend a reaction video to Blipmaster5, who did do a reaction of Bloom. I'm sure it's excellent because he puts out fantastic quality content. Eventually I will get to it and talk to it later at the end of the year. Spoilers. Around this time of Wildside, the music video coming out, they did release their latest album, called Feel My Rhythm. I have listened to it, and I can say, as a short review, I like their B-sides a little bit more than the title track. I do appreciate the artistic marriage of classical and modern as far as the visuals and also the audible part of the song. It is beautiful, it is very transformative and different for a K-pop girl group to take on. I'm sure there have been marriages of marrying classical or mythological elements into K-pop or modern day stuff. It's not a new thing, but the way that they did this was just very elegant, and it was added a maturity to the group, and I liked it, I really did. Definitely check out their latest release, their latest Korean release. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, for the most part, I really liked their B-sides a little bit more on that release than the title track. Not taking away from Feel My Rhythm, good song, just wasn't my cup of tea as far as listening to it over and over again. But for Wildside, I was very surprised how much I loved listening and watching the video over and over again. The styling is so just, oh my god, I loved it. They looked so good. Kudos to their stylist. The song, oh, loved it too. I love the play of just trying to be, like, not really trying, but they're being very seductive, but they're being like, I am in control, this is what I want. I really like this video. I really like this song. Definitely will come back to it again. Here are some stats. I do want to apologize and address, not that anybody's mentioned it. Sometimes I just don't have biases in groups because I'm still learning member names and I just haven't found my bias yet. I think I've mentioned this in one of my Miko Music Connection entries, and I want to say maybe Stray Kids, maybe Darren Gray. You don't pick your bias picks you, so maybe one day in the future when I return to talking about Red Velvet, maybe I'll have a bias then, but here are some stats. Moving on to the 2015 girl group hailing from JYP Entertainment, it is Twice. So, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I originally wanted to do a similar blog post to my hip-hop inspired K-pop boy groups. The groups that I was going to be putting together obviously was going to be Red Velvet, Twice, but I was also going to add Blackpink and Lovelyz because at the time they came out, or they debuted around the same time, and they were the hottest girl groups of the next generation, so I felt like it was appropriate to put them all together. I don't know if I'll still do this post, I'm still entertaining the idea in my head, but if you're interested, please let me know in the comments below. Twice is another group I caught upon debut. This was, of course, another exciting moment, probably more exciting than Red Velvet's release because of the whole FX situation. I believe they were also dealing with some things with Girls' Generation as well, with Jessica leaving and whatnot. But Twice's debut from JYP, because JYP has honed some very iconic, legendary, talented girl groups such as Wonder Girls and Miss A. I was, I don't know, a little bit iffy, hesitant to check them out, but I did not have that bittersweet feeling listening to their debut, which was Ooh Ah. I don't know if I've mentioned this song in a blog post or anything. Of course, I'll put links in the description, but I really enjoyed this, like, I don't know, teetering the lines of girl crush concepts. It was really cool. It was very different than Wonder Girls and Miss A, which is two groups that I really love. So I was excited to see what direction they were going to take Twice. I just wanna body As time went on, Twice just consistently releases stuff all the time. Almost too much, as a matter of fact, which hopefully I'll be touching on later. I was, I don't know, maybe subconsciously surprised in the direction that they decided to take with their concept. They become, what is it, the Nation's Girl Group, which was a title given to Girls' Generation. They decided to do more cutesy, fun material, which is not terrible. Like, it's I guess to describe them, it's not just like cutesy or bright or fun. It's kind of more of like, oh, they're like really relatable. They're like these girls that I can see myself hanging out with in high school. Like, they seem like normal people. So I mean, I get the appeal, but it tends to get, I don't know, a little stale at times. And I could tell, like, this is the direction that they were going, which I'm sure was shown or previewed in their debut of Ooh Ah. But I didn't really complain or notice it at first when I was following all their various releases. When they really blew up, I'm sure everyone knows this one, and I was surprised to see this in a list of songs that they didn't really care for or thought they were annoying or cringy or whatever it was. I don't even remember. It is Cheer Up. Cheer Up became a meme. I remember, like, there is that one part by that one girl that I don't remember her name, and I mean, I did at the time when it was like really, really popular, and every K-pop idol totally copied the shy, shy, shy part. It was cute at first. After a while, it kind of got a little annoying, and I don't know if she got tired of doing the shy, shy, shy. But, you know, people like cute, wholesome things, so, you know, I can't knock them for that. 친구를 만나느라 샤샤샤샤 만나긴 좀 그렇고 미안해 좀 이따 연락할게 저러지마 할만하지 않아. I like Cheer Up. It's not one of my favorite songs, but I did enjoy the song. I liked other songs that came out a little either before or after a little bit more, such as Likey. I really like that. TT is another good one. I guess one that I was surprised to see on a list I looked at recently, which is Signal. I did not know people didn't like Signal. I really like that song. It was an earworm for me for like a few days at one point, and I hadn't even listened to the song in a few years. But all I could get in my head was the jitty, jitty, jitty part stuck in my head, and I just couldn't get that out. What I can say, as time went on with Twice, my liking for their music kind of waned a little bit. I did like some stuff, but it wasn't anything that I like super fell in love with like a lot of their fans or would-be fans. But it was there. People liked more and more. People liked Fancy. I didn't really care for it too much. Like, it was fine. I don't mind listening to it every now and then, but it's not, and those are not tracks I would purposely put on for me to like jam to as far as the Twice catalog goes. What I can say, and I mentioned this in my K-pop in quarantine, I believe, is the song I Can't Stop Me or You Can't Stop, that song. That song. I love that song. Granted, it came out around the same time as Everglow's La Di Da, and it had a very similar musical like inspiration and tone and almost melody, but I didn't care. I loved I Can't Stop Me. Great song. Love it. We'll play it all day. Twice, of course, has kept busy in not just Korea, but Japan as well. I don't remember if they dipped their toes in America or not with like English content, but I honestly am kind of putting him in the same box as BTS, where I'm just like, y'all are overworked, y'all are doing too much, I want Twice to take a break. As much as I complain about these labels not utilizing their girl groups, especially because they don't have to do mandatory military service, I feel like Twice is overworked. Very much so. Like, they constantly release stuff all the time, and it's kind of exhausting. I want them to have a bit of break, but I want them to, of course, continue their momentum of being, you know, awesome and amazing. But yeah, burnout is real, and I know some members have taken breaks because of mental health, and I'm glad that they are able to do those kinds of things. I have learned this from watching clips that have been posted on Instagram from their tour here in America, which I was somewhat interested in, but the drive there would have been much. And Twice isn't one of my favorite girl groups or anything. They're not in my top 5 for sure. It just was not worth the drive of 5 to 6 hours, but Twice is pretty entertaining, and I don't mind, you know, watching their live performances and stuff. They're very cute girls, and I enjoy their chemistry on and off the stage. So why am I talking about their international releases? Well, I was once again pleasantly surprised by a Japanese release by them by the name of Donut. Donut is a song that checks off all the boxes of things I don't like from K-pop groups. It's a winter release, it's in Japanese, and it's a ballad. But I love this song. This song is so beautiful. The video is gorgeous and comical in a way, because it's like, oh no, that poor Donut is dead. But listening to these ladies' voices was just so nice. It was very different than previous stuff that I've heard that falls into that bright, innocent, kind of high school friend or girl next door kind of concept. I can't believe how breathtaking that song is. Thank you for gifting your onces with that. Just bravo. Okay, so I know I mentioned Red Velvet's solo contributions, duo projects, whatnot. I honestly didn't listen to any solo stuff, so I can't comment on it, and I'm so sorry onces. I don't know why I didn't listen to it. I guess I didn't think about it or knew that they had any solo content. I just looked and I was just like, oh, there was some solo content. It's fine. Their last release, which was released last year, which was Formula of Love, O plus 12 equals love. I know a lot of people were underwhelmed by the release of Scientist, and I totally agree. I thought the release was kind of underwhelming. Fortunately, we were blessed with the beautiful Christmas gift of Donut, so that kind of made up things for me. But I know most people clung on to the feels. This song instantly blew up. I know a lot of people loved it. I saw lots of stuff about it on Instagram of people doing the choreography or doing little challenges and whatnot. The feels did not give me any feels, honestly. I'm sorry. It just wasn't for me. It kind of just fell into that fancy, more and more, was it that alcohol-free kind of feeling. It's like, oh, this is like a nice summer jam, or this is nice and refreshing and cute. It just didn't hit any feels for me. It's okay. Donut did it for me, and that's all that matters. So here are some things that I liked about Twice. Before I close out this video, we have to ask the important question. Am I a Revy Love and or a once? So, as far as Red Velvet goes, not a Revy Love. I can say casual Revy Love. Can do that. Any merch that I can tout? Yes, I can. I did buy the Iron and Solgi Monster EP. It's just a fantastic, solid project. Really love it. Look forward to my Violet K-pop haul for this one. Yes, I'm doing another Violet K-pop haul, where I'll be unboxing this release. I didn't know there was other versions of this, or maybe I did and I just forgot, but at the time I was just like, you know what, I need this in my life. This was so good. I can't believe how much I liked it, because me and ballads, we normally don't get along very well, but Chef's Kiss, very good R&B tracks. I just love their voices. They work very, very well. But yes, definitely can just say casual Revy Love. As far as Twice goes, I guess I can say the same, more or less, casual once. Unfortunately, I have no merch to tout, but I do enjoy them. If I had to pick a camp to be in, definitely more of a Revy Love than a once. According to my Spotify likes, I like more tracks from Red Velvet than Twice. It really shouldn't be so surprising because of the whole cutesy, innocent concept that Twice has adapted over the years, and that's a thing that I'm very iffy about, especially when it comes to, well, I guess any groups, but when it comes to girl groups, because they're either mature, sexy, or innocent, cute. Sometimes they can fall in between or go outside of the box and do darker concepts and whatnot, but for the most part, their overall feel that they have carried on over the years just doesn't stand out as much to me, which is unfortunate. But I do like both groups, but I don't think I could tout my flag of, yes, this is what I am, I'm a Revy Love, I'm a once, here I am, look at me. I can't say that. I'm just in the casual stan category, and I enjoy both groups. They're both fantastic. They both bring different flavors to the table, and I appreciate that. So, with that said, let's close out this video of Miko's Music Connection with Red Velvet and Twice. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content I bring on this channel, please hit that subscribe button below. I put stuff up here sometimes twice a week, but for the most part I try to put something here at least once a week. I can't wait to do the next episode of Miko's Music Connection. I will give a little teaser that it is one that actually hits a personal note this time. So I'm keeping you guys on your toes as far as what I'm going to be bringing to this series, and I also want to quickly thank all of you for your support of this reboot. I've been so happy to see the reception that I have received. Also, another side teaser, even though I already added this, I am planning at the end of the year to do a Miko's Music Connection wrap-up, where I'll be reflecting back on every group that I have discussed here in this series and give you my updates of how I feel about them, if my feelings have changed, what merchandise I have gotten, so on and so forth, and I'm looking forward to it because some of the groups I've already talked about, I already have things to say. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching again. Peace.